Hey everyone, this is the AP Calculus AB FRQ 2014 number 4. So let's go ahead and get into that, starting with part A. They're asking for the average acceleration. So if you look at the table, we already have velocity. So if we want acceleration, we need to take the derivative of that. And to take the derivative, we need to find the slope. So the average acceleration is going to be our slope. So we're going to do negative 120 y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Means we're going to get negative 220 over 6, which is going to give me negative 110 over 3. What are we, miles per hour? Meters per minute squared. So that is your average acceleration. Part B. So this one, actually, they want to know if going from 2 minutes to 8 minutes, if the velocity ever hits negative 110. So there's not really a lot of calculus in here. Is it negative 100 or 110? Negative 100, okay. So they're saying going from 40 miles an hour, at some point, it's going to hit 120, but it has to go through negative 100 degrees, and that's what they're asking about. And this is the intermediate value theorem, part C. Sorry, they're starting 300. Let's go 300 plus 2 to 12 VA. Oops, VA T dt. And they're asking us to use, what is it? Trapezoids. Okay, so we know that the trapezoid formula, area of a trapezoid, is 1/2 the sum of the bases, 1 plus base 2 times the height. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So we have our 300 plus 1/2, so I'm going to put the 2 on the bottom. It is 3 times, because we are going from 5 to 2 in t, so 5 to 2 is going to give me my 3. And that's going to be 100. These are my bases now. 100 plus 40. Next one is also 3. Going from 5 to 8 is 3. Adding the bases, so we have 40 minus 120. All over 2. Hopefully I can squeeze this last one in here. Yeah, let's do, what do we have? 4 this time. We're going from 12 down to 8, so that's going to be 4. Negative 150 minus 120. And that's all over 2 as well. So simplifying this, 300. Remember, you are not allowed to use a calculator on this one, so hopefully your arithmetic skills are good. Plus 3 times negative 40 plus 2 times negative 270. And all of that is going to equal negative 150. And that's telling, that's telling us that the train is now west by 150 miles. So again, look at the scoring on it online so you can see what exactly you're going to be getting your points for. Okay, now we have part D. Part D, we have a new velocity. Squared plus 60t plus 25. So we got a lot of moving parts going on here. We have 2 different velocities going, or 2 different rates, if you want to call it that. And I bet they're related because this is a related rates problem. So let's kind of spell out everything we need here. We got someone going north. Wow, sorry about that. Someone going north. That is a wiggly line. Not much better. That's okay. So let's see, what did we do? We have B. That's my B guy going north. A is going east, and then we have C. So we're setting up a Pythagorean problem here. So we need to find dA dt, we need to find dB dt, and we need to find dC dt. And that's actually what we're looking for. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And when I take the derivative of this, we're going to get 2a dA dt plus 2b dB dt equals 2c dC dt. And now we just need to figure out what all those values are. And again, we're going to be looking for dC dt. Okay, so I know my A is 300. I know my B, he's traveling, what is he traveling? North 400, so there you go. So our B is 400. And using Pythagorean triples, I know that C is going to end up being 500. And if you didn't know that off the top of your head, you can always use Pythagorean's theorem and solve that out. Okay. So let's plug 5, what is it, 2 or 5? 2. So let's plug a 2 into VB 2. So that's going to be -5 times 4. Ooh, I'm going to run out of room. Plus 60 times 2 gives me 120 plus 25. So our VB, our velocity at 2, is going to end up being, what is it, 125. 125. So filling all this in now, I'm going to simplify that a little bit. I'm going to divide everything by 2. So my 2's are all going to be gone. So my A is going to be 300 times dA dB, which we know is 100. 100 plus B, which is 400. dB dt we determined right there. That's 125. C we know equals 500. And this is getting messy, but that's all going to fit in there. So now when you do all the math on this and solve for dC dt, you're going to end up getting, I think it's 80,000. 80,000 divided by 500. And that is going to equal 160 meters per minute. And that is your answer right there. Fun problem. Anyway, take it easy.